everybody! I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wilds and my car at the moment. Alright, I decided to grab some coffee, and although I'm trying not to judge every step that I make. Only the essential ones, the life-changing ones, So here we are. Spirit, once again. Oops, there we go. One time when I was doing a reading, like a personal, private, personal reading, I forgot to take these cards out of the Wonderland Tarot, maybe just one of them, and so I came out on the read, and I decided to read it as, like, the terms and conditions, right? Like, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was just, like, referring to it as, like, the fine print, either focusing on the details that really matter, that bind you, or probably the inverse to that. If it was like upright or reverse, something like trying to get a broader picture on things, right? So anyway, I thought that was really cool because, these are all tools. Even if we use a blank card or whatever, people make their own cards. They're symbolic. They're reference materials. Spirit speaks through many channels and through different resources. So anyway, it's getting hot in the car. Okay, so Spirit, I'd like to invite you in to help protect the space and manage all the details that need to come through between our spirit guides and guardians to us, the collective whole perspective viewers, mine and theirs. What else? I don't know what. It's supposed to be like reaching 90s and up this week. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the humidity in this car. Maybe I'm just excited. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick read. Anyway, have some private time, some me time, a step away from the home. I think staying in closed doors, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's screwing with my complexion. Especially if I burn sage, especially. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I need to breathe. My being needs to breathe. And grab some coffee. Yeah. I need to limit that too, because that has become a little crutch for me. And, I think part of the struggles that I go through, the ongoing struggles, are things that I signed up for in life. The things that, before I came into this world, I'm like, okay, you know what? I feel sadness or sorrow for this group of people or these groups of people. I want to come to better understand them more. I really want to help heal them. I want to help, and the only way I can figure that out is if I get run through the mill as well, right? There's a lot more integrity held and a lot more respect held in people that really know what they're talking about, that teach through hearsay or through, what they ingest in books and whatever, actually going through it is life experience as a whole. It's a big deal, right? But, one day I'll finish my bachelor's degree. I'm only a hop, skip, and a jump away. But right now, first things first, getting balanced, right? Knowing what I wanted, like figuring it out. Becoming more stabilized. And I have to tell you, okay, this is a little bit of a rant, and I'm sweating here, just like the last time. I just want some privacy, so I'm rolling up my windows. Anyway, here we go. So, I am going through some life changes. By the way, what day is it today? It is, shoot, come on. Oh my gosh, it's August 1st. Help me now. Alright, so it's August 1st. and I'm going through these changes, and it's taking a while to even adjust. His life changes don't express itself in one big step or one big leap of faith. There are a series of choices that progress you to that state of, that destination point that you're trying to reach, that shift, right? To move along with the flow. And there's a lot of inner conflict, right, as along with the outer conflicts, right? And they feed off of each other sometimes, right? So anyway, where am I going with this? Because I've had like different sessions of self-talk in my head already with how things are going, and they were all positive, and I wanted to share them with you because I'm tired of being like sad and melancholy, and that's not all of what I'm about. And this channel is supposed to show the 360 of a person, right? Of a living, human, breathing organism that goes through many changes, and so anyway, what am I? Jeez. Okay, so, oh yes, okay, so I have to get real with myself. Like, I'm trying to look at the camera, like the lens, and then I look at myself but then I get distracted looking at the camera, like talking to you, right? But then when I actually shift focus, like down to myself, right? That's when I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta get real. I'm talking, I know, I realize my truth when I look at myself, like, whoa. Okay, now I remember. I was really upset. Because Spirit says that I need to lighten up. I need to lighten up. Like, when you're speaking spirituality, you got, lighten up. You catch more, was it flies or bees with honey than vinegar or something like that? Yes. So, that's where I'm at. I totally get it. So anyway, let me tell you about the life changes, okay? I'm going to just tell you, like, bluntly but vaguely speaking. Okay, I keep getting these messages that I'm supposed to travel, right? Find my soul tribe and all that other stuff. And it's been like this for months, right? And in this, like, spiritual awakening process, this journey, I find that there's a lot of confusion, right? And I think that's very expressive of anyone that goes through an awakening process. And I don't even know what to say about that, except that with the confusion and the growth spurts and attempting to find stability, recalibrating out with the old and with the new, and trying to decipher what this all means, it can be very confusing. And needless to say, there are a lot of errors along the way, which is great to build resilience, isn't it? I mean, it's a blessing in disguise, right? Because I'm already resilient and standalone without this, like, waking up thing, but I didn't realize how much more waking up I needed to do. So, and adjusting, and sometimes I take it for granted because when I'm talking about resilience prior to the awakening, it was expressed in, like, milestones, like leaving a job that felt like a divorce, or like saying goodbyes, like closing a door, right? Completely, right? I'm done with that. Yeah. And regardless if it's done with me, I'm done with that, right? And I think those are, what do you call them? Like, when there's an earthquake and there's aftershocks, the ones that come before it, right? So it's the reversal of an aftershock. Anyway, you experience aftershocks too, after quakes, terror moments, right? Things reappear, and you're like, I know you. This is a test, right? So that's really cool. That's the cool part of it, right? Because as you ascend, you are able to, things become easier. Like, the harder times become easier to manage. I don't feel very comforting right now in what I'm saying, but I hope it's at least provides some kind of reassurance. Okay? Because I'm still trying to pull that blankie away from me, that security blanket. And this is part of why I'm talking to you about this, sharing this with you, is that in these changes, like yesterday, I was told, okay, for several months now, that I would be traveling, finding my soul tribe along the way, and along the way there's going to be some missteps. They didn't accentuate that, but obviously I did, because I'm still growing, right? And, and so there was a learning process along the way, but still going. There's a learning curve. Because of that, I'm trying to figure out, like, how is this shift going to happen, right? All these changes need to be made, and it just feels almost impossible. Like, the odds are, I'm gonna cry. Shoot. Let's ground ourselves. We've got our massive shungite here. I'll put it on my left side. Yes. Whoa. So, it feels like the odds are against me. But I don't want to speak that into existence, not even feel it, not even announce, because whatever you accept within your being is what you're eventually going to attract, right? So I don't want to bring that out into existence at all. This is just identifying it as an indicator to make the changes, right? Stop dragging your feet, Tina. And the more I progress forward, the more progress I see in recent states of progression, right? The Spirit's been telling me, trying to remind me of, like, you know what? Part of self-love is seeing how far you've progressed, and patting yourself on the back for it. And I haven't done that in a long time. Because I don't see it, and I don't make time to see it. And it's not just like taking care of yourself aesthetically, or getting out for a walk, or, the basics, right? This is fine-tuning, right? We're talking about taking a breather, okay? Being still. And I have a hard time with that. I do. Like, it took me a long time to actually enjoy, what is it, like a salt oil bath? And it took me a long time to feel okay with just doing that. Like, I felt like it was such a waste of time before. And I still don't engage in that as much either that's partly of another reason why. I can't tell you about that stuff right now. But maybe at a later date. I'm getting over something that was... I don't even know what to say about that. It's very similar to that reading that I did, that feeling. Which one was it? It was the 9 of Swords energy one. 9 of Swords between the worlds of 3D and 5D. It would pertain to that. It pertained to that. So, anyway, with the changes, I'm just realizing that I have, coming back here, I haven't made much progress in the, in what I'm trying to tell you. And that's that's another indicator of that inner critic, right? It's another point of distraction, right? Yes, it is. So, okay, progress. Let me just finish that part of it, okay? Realizing not just the progress and identifying with it, but also feeling it. Like when you are manifesting, this is a great tool to manifest as well, I'm just realizing, is going back, just backtracking and timelining those milestones and those turning points. And being happy with that progress, that those choices that you made, or the ones that fell upon you, and you had to just find the silver lining and the advantages in it and progress from there. But to see, especially the choices that you made, those turning points, those milestones, for me, if I just did more of that, my inner critic would sit back down and listen. You know, my inner critic would shut its mouth up and digest whatever else it needs to digest in order for it to learn. Yeah, to actually provide some constructive criticism in the future rather than just the criticism alone, right? So, if you are having issues with that, I suggest the same. Okay, now fast forwarding to now. Being angry, feeling the low vibratory states that, are still essential to the process, right? We are meant to feel the circumference of the human experience, right? With each change, with each choice, even with each, decision to be complacent, right? Each day you choose to be to be inactive, right? Indecisive, or ruminating, or whatever. Because that was my last energy in Seven of Cups, and so I'm trying to make these changes, trying to knock down these odds that feel against me, right? And I'm trying to do this logically. I'm asking for help from the divine, etc., etc. Anyway, doing all of that, and I know this is where I'm supposed to be. This is how things are supposed to roll. And I am slowly letting go of certain things. I let go of certain things within, my heart space, head space, and there's still some more adjustments that needs to be made as far as letting go of mentally of certain things. But emotionally, yeah, I let go of a lot. And there's still some work to be done there, but that was like the most obviously I need to go through some more of that, but that's the most cumbersome part, right? The hardest part, right? But mentally, it's easy for people to shut stuff out. But for me, I'm not going to blame it on being a Gemini, but that certainly is a factor in how much my mind wanders, especially being an introvert. And so, anyway, a lot of swords energy, a lot of thoughts, right? I've been like that for a long time. Since my childhood. Since, being a child. Yes. And so, it has become part of my identity. flushing out all of those thoughts are really going to help, like denying their existence. But I think putting myself in a more positive state, positive environment, is going to help greatly. I think it's naturally going to shift things for me. So with that, one step at a time, right? So I am going through these steps, right? And yesterday, or in the past few days, I already, thought about letting go of my dog, like finding out other options, and magically, a really good friend is able to take on my dog, and it's really awesome because it'll free me up, right? Yeah, so like it's a match made in heaven, because if anybody could have my dog, this is like the ideal circumstance. It would be him and his family, and it's just so perfect. Like, it's perfect, and I could always revisit. But regardless, I know that my dog is going to be in good hands, and the kids love him too, and so I think it's just wonderful because at all angles it is the most ideal circumstance. Anyway, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And if it didn't work out, I would take on my dog, right? I would figure out a way, right? But this was like the most ideal circumstance. Sorry, the wound is fresh. So anyway, I know this is really positive. And anyway, what was I saying about that? Oh yes. Then yesterday I let go of him, right? Yesterday was the first day of transferring over, but the night before, I was really angry. Really, really, really. I was furious. I was furious at my husband for pushing the dog. I just, there's a difference between, I'm not supposed to be talking poorly of others. That is not what spirituality is all about. So that's not my intent. My intent is to convey the anger behind it and my response to the situation, regardless of how others portrayed their sense of support in the situation, their context of what support really means. So while I go through my journey in attempts not to be judgmental of others and their progress and what they've learned and what they're applying to life, I have to stand back because I was furious. I would not talk to him. No. And so I was not just okay, let's not engage in that, okay? So once I was able to engage in the letting go process and, making it a more positive experience, integrating myself back into the situation of letting go, and having it become more of a private experience without my husband, I was there, at my friend's house, and it was nice to see the adjustment and go shopping with the kids and to find, to get all of these little necessities, and it was just really nice to feel like you know, it's like a gift that keeps on giving, right? These things that, these surprises that come along, and in letting go. And it wasn't just a gift of the situation itself, but also like noticing that it's a gift for someone else, right? To yes, that it's not just gonna find a new place. You know, my dog is going to find is resituating into a new home, a home that I know of, that's going to bring peace and joy and flexibility. So anyway, I was angry, and once I was able to engage into that positive experience, I was able to step back and think and realize, you know what? This is wonderful. Why am I, you know, I have the choice of still staying upset with how somebody else, you know, conducted themselves, when the focus should just be driving back to my lawn, my side of, you know, grass, you know, and realizing, you know what, he was still a facilitator in it, and you know, things would still happen with or without his facilitating, but not to get focused and wrapped up in these little petty disputes of inner conflict, right? So temperance. And right after that was the five of wands, or five of peppermills. Funny, that's conflict, yeah. But you know, with the major arcana, it's sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it's just different in this book. Moderation. What comes with compromise and compatibility, and mixing of things in unanimity. An ability to recognize and analyze, no excessive tendencies, maintaining a good image, possibly being too temperate, the past, present, and future. How funny is that? Great timing, Spirit, in conveying. You know, I think when that happens, I like seeing what the cards say. It's like a supportive. It is like a dialogue with Spirit. I did invite Spirit in, right? And Ace of Oysters. Ace of Pentacles. Well, that's like oysters, right? Pearls, right? Pearl of Wisdom, right? But anyway, how cool is that? It's just, I like to see what Spirit has to say, and it's either supportive. Well, it's always going to be supportive, but it's like, yeah, you're right on track with that thought, with that notion. Or, you know what, here's how to adjust it to get there, right? So, anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, right? Because I saw 3113 on the timer prior to, you know, any kind of edits that I'll be making. But, anyway, so, okay. So, I got angry, right? And it's 3131 now. And, so I got angry, and I was able to step back and realize, you know what, the whole, you know, human experience, okay, I get that, but let's look at the bigger picture. Let's kind of like zoom out and see all of it, right? As much as we can possible, right? And that helped me. It helped, you know, it helped with that inner conflict that is so willing to express itself in outer conflict, right? With external factors, external, you know, even with antagonists. You know, it roots from inside, right? So what was I doing? What was it that, if I really had to get, you know, do like a root cause analysis, where is that all coming from? And yeah, it's that choice that decides whether I'm going to be angry at something else, or angry, like understanding my own reactions to the situation. I realize that this is a huge change. All these things that I'm going through are changes, and you know, that's a natural tendency of a person, is to get upset, get riled up, resist the change, and then deflect it and point the finger at something else, regardless of however valid it may be. Because I understand my part in the matter. And so anyway, yeah, you only need one example. We're already 30 minutes in. Let's get at this, right? Okay, Spirit. What is our card of focus today? Using the Wonderland Tarot. What is our point of focus today? Again, for the collective whole, for this timeless read. What is it? What is it? What is it you have in store for us? What do you prefer being called? Guys and girls? Ladies and gentlemen? Beautiful souls? Cosmic beings? I don't know what. What is a... I guess I could call you co-creators, yeah? We are. I need something. I need to address... oh, that's gotta be one. This has gotta be something, because I have to... It fell in the cracks. Oh, you see my tore up card. Okay. But, oh man, I gotta fish for it. It fell in between the cracks right here. And, of the card, and that means I have to dig for it. Come on! Give me... What could I use? Ah, beach pass. Oh, look at that. Look at that. How funky is that? What? What? What is that? We got the Two of Pentacles. Or Two of Oysters, right? So, it's all about balance. Balance, guys, too. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. I don't know what else they say to that song, but anyway, look at him. He's like, ooh, oh, 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 it's gonna fall, right? I don't know, it's not quite juggling. It's just two, right? But you only have two hands, right? So, I think it's the essence of weighing, right? Weighing things out. Okay, Two of... What do they say here? Oh, it's at the very end of the book. Fearing the consequences of a new project. Worry and embarrassment. Looking into the infinite. Okay. I don't know if I'm embarrassed. I guess, no, that's not the reason why. I think it's the embarrassment of the errors that I've made. Because I don't really feel like I can actually discuss things with you or bring them to light until a chapter is closed. But I'm nearing a chapter that's, I'm tying up loose ends of a chapter. And so, it's, but, you know, the errors that come along the way, I'm still trying to figure it out. And, you know, when you're in this growth spurt stage of, you know, discovering new gifts and the awakening process and how that goes hand in hand, and then meeting your soul tribe, and then coming up with all these conflicts because you realize that some people aren't who they say they are, and etc. You know, masks, and then discovering your own. I mean, there's a lot of embarrassment that can be caused in all of that, right? It's not that just the slips and falls, but not quite understanding if... Oh my gosh, I'm about to sneeze. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I already forgot now. What? I forgot. Sorry. Okay. Fearing the consequences of a new project. Anyway, things are coming together, and I am really excited. Yes. You see the water in the background? I think they're mountains, though. But what I feel like is it's water. It's like the ebb and flows, right? The constant ups and downs, right? But he's standing on flat ground. He's not really juggling, he's just balancing. Alright, well, let's look at the bottom of the deck. It is 10 of Pentacles, or 10 of Oysters in reverse. Why? I wanted it to be upright. That's okay, it still can. Never despair. Okay, loss of family security, gambling, burglary, or squandered funds, financial burdens relieved. Okay. That's fine. But upright is... it's home and hearth. Prosperity, riches, and security, safety, and a long family history, inheritance. That's wonderful. Well, hopefully my story is supposed to help guide you. And I just saw 4004. Help guide you with whether you... because I'm looking at this. 5 are on higher ground, 5 are just on the table setting, right? 5, I think, they're just, I don't know, I feel like the oysters that are above are on higher ground, you know, viewing the 5 that are down here, like just kind of enjoying themselves, like at a dinner table, like frivolities, right? So these people look more confused, or oysters anyway, if you look at their positioning, right? They're there to celebrate, have a good time, engage in frivolities, gathering, right? But they look very separate. They don't look very engaged with each other. Whereas on the higher ground, on the mantle, next to the mirror, right? Yeah. They're actually engaged. They're observing these down below, right? You see, they're like talking, they're conversing, they're observing what's going on down below. They're pretty much kept to themselves, but they're more together than they are the oysters down here. Huh. Interesting, right? Okay, so those are our energies so far. And then one more thing, I'm going to pick from the Angel Zodiac. Let's see. What are we going to do? Don't pay attention to that. Those are my bookmarkers from other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and see. Spirit, for the collective whole, what can we offer them? Spirit guides, guardians, what angel or angels will help provide guidance to the collective whole pertaining to the 2 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, to make that upright again, to help them balance and focus on the positive, their power that they hold in their hands, both hands actually. Spirit, please identify with what page will lead us there. Okay, well, I'm going to read it. It's another experience, okay? A larger-than-life sign of angelic presence. When I read another of Angela's books about white feathers being a sign from the angels, I immediately began to receive white feathers. The skeptical part of my brain kept telling me, it is a coincidence, and you are actively seeking them out to verify that the angels are trying to contact you. I wasn't able to sleep and woke up around 2 a.m. every morning, so I became tired and depressed. I began to wonder why I was here, what purpose my life held, and even whether it was all worth the battle of another day. I began praying, as I knew I was at a crossroads in many areas of my life. One morning as I walked to work, I looked up at the beautiful colored sky, transfixed by the hues of light. I said, "Please, give me another sign that you are with me." At that moment, a truck turned into the road. As it came past me, I saw on the side a black circle and a white feather about the same size as me, over 5 feet high. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I felt such a surge of joy and warmth that I started to laugh, looked up, and said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." I felt the angels were saying to me, "Well, if this doesn't convince you, nothing will." I can't argue with that. My self-healing journey with angels has continued ever since. Michelle Esclapez in England. Oh, see, I think, but I think that's what it is. Knowing that there is a greater power beyond us, and to seek help, seek advice from that greater source. Because it is available. You just need to ask and keep your eyes open, right? And if you need confirmation, seek confirmation. If you're going to seek validation, that's the true source that you should be seeking from. And I don't mean to get all preachy with you, but, and some of the things that I convey to you, I am learning along the way, even as I convey them to you. Sometimes I don't get to actually identify with them until I verbalize them, and this is part of the reason why I do this, is to help me put things into order. And so, some of the times, I'm told by the angels to practice what I preach, and, I'm learning just like you, and, but with stuff like this I do experience. This I practice on a daily basis. Yes, I do ask for help. I do ask for confirmation. I immediately receive it to the point of feeling it. Not just knowing it, but feeling it, like sensations. It's automatic, like within seconds, and I feel so grateful for it. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's because like my inner critic wants to say that like maybe I'm just hard-headed or stubborn to the point where I need something like a tangible force to bound to human form, and maybe that's through sensations, but you know what, whatever, I don't question it. I get the validation, I get the confirmation, and it has helped me greatly on this journey. And I think that's the whole point of it, is not using really this as a crutch, but knowing that you can trust what's going on, that it's meant for a greater purpose and help and meant to guide you and to build you up, not just break you down. Okay, that's part of it. But it's meant to build resilience, build integrity, help guide you to newer and better things, which also means more challenging and more fearful things to face. So anyway, I hope that helps all of you. Thanks for sitting down with me for a good few minutes. And anyway, hope you have a wonderful day. And oh, did you see this? Look. Okay, so this card came out first, and then this was the bottom of the deck. When you put them together, look, this is it in reverse. Do you see his concern in his face that it's dropping, right? And then like it's actually looking at this outcome, right? Like the squandering, right, of all of that. Because if you put it even in upright, you'd be looking at that, right? Like, whoa. So change your perspective, right? Release that worry. Right, that's part of it. Surrendering, yes. I found the most relief in surrendering. And I just learned that a couple days ago, yep. A couple days ago. Took a lot, but it did help a lot. Like, immediately, within seconds, I felt the relief. So, anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and peace of shungite to you. Protect you on this journey, right? And I love my crystals. Powerful ones. And anyway, it's time to go home and do my thing and make the domino of choices that need to happen in order to pave way to a better state of being. And yes, clear my path, clear my mind. Yeah, less obstructions, right? Okay, so have a great day. If you like this, of course, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, comment. I would love to hear about your journey. I know it's very personal, but you know, we can all learn from each other. And anyway, have a good one.